Hey guys, today I'm filming a video all about applying to law school and how to manage your time in the application process. This could probably be applied to a lot of other types of schooling, college, graduate school, things like that, but I'm just doing law school because that was what my experience was with. So we're just going to start. The application process for law school is a very, very long one. Excluding the LSAT, it takes a long time. Including the LSAT, it takes even freaking longer. I'm not even going to talk about the LSAT today because it's like a video all in itself. So if you want to know more about that process, let me know, but I'm not even going to include it in here. When you apply to law school, there are some chunks that you need to consider and work on. Your first chunk, I would say, is your resume. Definitely something you should work on from your freshman year, like building and adding to. But writing it, it's not that hard because you kind of know what to include and what not to. You don't necessarily have to include anything that you don't want them to know, like if unapplicable information. I wouldn't go from prior to college. I would do the last 4 years, assuming you're applying like directly out of college. I would not go like, don't say what you did in high school. Only include college. Unless you did something insane like your senior year, then don't include it. Even when you're in college, like you don't bring up what you did in high school. It's just like not relevant at this point. So for your resume, it's kind of simple to write. You just need to have enough stuff to write. I literally just filmed this whole video and it was not in the right setting. Moving on is your essay, and that's different for every school you apply to. So you just want it to be short, sweet, and to the point. Now that doesn't mean write half a page, but I would write 2-page max. I would not go over that. Try to tell your story and what you're trying to say in so little but powerful words that it only takes up 2 pages. After that, it's like they don't want to read it. You know how many essays these people have to read? Don't write a huge one. And I'm pretty sure most schools have a limit, but I've always read that 2 pages is the maximum. Then there is a diversity statement, which you can include if it applies to you. I didn't write one because I'm not diverse, like, at all, so I really wouldn't have anything to write about. Don't write about it if you have to force it. Like, when I look at myself, I can't think of anything that has ever made me diverse, so I didn't even take the time to write it, because when they read it and they're like seeing that you're forcing this diversity, it's like kind of not what you want to do at all. So don't write it if it's not applicable to you. Then you have an addendum, which again, you don't have to write. That is personal to you. If you have a low LSAT score or a low GPA, or you dropped a whole bunch of classes, or you change majors halfway through, that's something you could write an addendum about. It's just explaining something in your transcript or your resume or something that you need like further clarification on. So don't write it if you don't have anything. I applied for a special program and that's why I had to write it, but assuming you're applying as a regular student and everything else is like a-okay, don't write it. On top of that, you have your letters of recommendation, and some schools require 2, 3, 1, 4, but it depends. My biggest tip for letters of recommendation is to start right now in the fall. Get your letters of recommendation in by December, because you don't want to bombard a professor or a boss or whoever you're asking for it. You don't want to bombard them with it and be like, okay, well, I need it by next week. Can you do that for me? You want to do it now so you can say, oh, like, I need it by November 31st or whatever. Is November 31st even a date? I have no idea, but you don't want to say like, oh, sorry, like last minute, but I need it tomorrow. You don't want to do that. But pretty much once you tell them and you send them the link, they do it and you don't have to inquire about it ever again. I would ask if it gets to that date and they still haven't uploaded it. You can ask, be like, oh, did you do it? But other than that, it's automatic and you don't have to even hold it or see it or forward it or anything. It does it through it's their email and their account. So that is pretty much easy. Once you ask them, it's like out of your hands. Other than that, you have the questionnaire form, which every school, I'm assuming, is different. It's just like general questions like your date of birth, military involvement, criminal record, just things like you would apply, check off, like yes, no, and then just random things. Other than that, you have to get transcripts, you have to upload your LSAT score and stuff like that. But again, you request the transcript from your school and you don't have to do anything after that, because you obviously can't handle the transcript because then it has that lack of validity, like you could have altered it. So you don't have to have anything to do with that, luckily. I'm sure you have to pay a fee at your school. I didn't have to, I don't think, but some schools I know have a transcript fee. That's all you have to do. So once all your things are uploaded and they've been checked and looked over a million times, seriously, have all the pieces that require writing to be looked over like 5 times by 5 different people. Your boss, 2 professors, and a friend and your dog. I don't know. But have a lot of people look it over, because there's always going to be some typo that you can't see. So it's better to have other people, fresh eyes, can like kind of identify the issues easier than you can after you've read your own essay a million times. So once all of that is in, you're pretty much ready to send it out after you've paid your fees and stuff. Most schools are rolling admissions, so you can apply whenever and then you find out within that time span. Personally, I would wait until January or like December. Wait till December to send it, because then you have this whole season to look it over and get all the things in that you need. And you're also like not being too, I don't know, like you still have time to add to your resume. You still have time to add to your transcript. Every semester will boost your GPA, assuming you're doing better each semester. You can improve your GPA if necessary, improve your LSAT, your resume, whatever you need. And I think if it's in by December, that's way more than okay, because you can even apply at the school, most schools, until like July. So just apply it as soon as possible, but you don't have to rush it. Definitely spend the time to look it over and make sure it's perfect before you submit. As for time management with it, I personally like to spend 1 to 2 days a week. And on those 2 days, I like to spend about 2 hours or an hour just looking at my application. One day I'll do my personal statement and spend a whole 2 hours doing that. The next day I'll do my resume or the questionnaire or the addendum or whatever. And it just gives you time to really think it through and put all of your effort in, rather than scattering it out and like every day adding a little bit. It's not like a research paper where you have like new ideas for each paragraph. It should be a continuous idea and theme throughout like your statement or your resume or whatever. So you don't want to break it up and have like a new voice in each paragraph. You want it to be very similar. It's just about you, so it shouldn't be that hard. But I'm like playing with this hair tie, sorry, but it's just like, it's not a paper that you can split up a million times. So I would write it all in one sitting and then come back to it the next day and check it again, and then check it again and check it again, and keep checking it and having other people check it until you read it and it all seems very coherent and precise and it says what you need to say. Each school has like a different topic of what they want you to write about, but I know a lot of schools, it's just like, write about a topic that inspired you to study law, write about a topic that changed your life, like some event that changed the way you view yourself or the world or that whatever. Those are 2 really popular topics. But those are all my tips for your application process to law school. If you have any specific questions, you can leave them down below, or if you have any just questions about it in general, leave them down below. I definitely want to do more school-related talking videos, so let me know if you have any requests or any specific ideas. And that's all. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye. Hey guys, today I'm filming a what's in my backpack video. I filmed one of these a few years ago and it's like one of my most popular videos, I